What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon, and I am still waiting for my Seder, and today we are talking about After the End and Before the Beginning by Amy Plum. I'm gonna be completely honest. I went into this book with literally no expectations, and the expectations that I did have were very low, because these books are basically like they sound like this dystopian, like Fallout, like maybe there were aliens, I don't know, kind of thing, and we're on the edge of society and whatever. And I was just kind of like, it might be okay, I don't know. I kind of just like left it on my wait list for a long time, but I finally was just like, I don't have anything to read, this is available, we're gonna read it. Well, to my surprise, After the End is amazing. It was so good, and I was just like completely blown away by it. And I don't know if that's because I didn't have any expectations or because I wasn't expecting very much from it, but I absolutely loved it. Instead of being your typical like YA Fallout kind of book, it was more about like this society that had been like hidden away in Alaska and basically brainwashed into thinking that the world had ended. And then when the main character Juno, when like her entire clan gets kidnapped and she has to go find them, she realizes that like her entire life has been a lie and there are people everywhere and the world went on, but there's something weird about her clan because they don't age and they're immune to diseases and they can connect to this like hippy dippy thing called the Yara, but it's just really, really cool. And what makes this book just that much better is that we switch to another perspective, and that's from the second main character, Miles, and he's kind of like along for the ride. His dad is one of the ones trying to like hunt her down, trying to hunt her people down, and he's just like, chick, what are you doing? Why are you spouting this nonsense? Like, you were brainwashed. You were living in a, weird society. It's okay. You're free now. Like, he was just not taking any of her crap. He was so confused. And if it hadn't have been for him, I think this book would have fallen into a lot of traps, because Juno's character is really awesome, but she kind of lends to this like supernatural side of things, which could have gone a little awry. But then having Miles and switching to his perspective and him kind of going like, no, that's bullshit, like, no, this is what we're doing now, like, you're talking crazy, it just kind of helped like level it out. And he added so much humor and made everything like realistic and really likable, and it just was a very enjoyable read. Most of the first book, After the End, is kind of a road trip with Juno kind of figuring out like what's been a lie and what she needs to believe. And then in the second book, we actually find her clan. And in the second book, it got a little slow, and I think that's because a lot of stuff had already happened and it was mostly just building towards this final battle. We do get some more romance in the second book, and the romance is done really well because it had been building slightly and it was mostly just in a mutual appreciation, and then it was very believable. And then after like it had kind of escalated and it's like, all right, we're together now, they were just like, leave it at that. There was no like creepiness about it that YA books kind of fall into. It was just kind of like, yeah, I like you, you like me, let's go save the world together. And it was really, really refreshing and really nice. And I just overall really, really liked these books. My absolute favorite thing though is the big overarching theme of you get to believe what you want to believe. Only you have a say in really like what you're going to believe in. You don't have to like hold one thing up just because somebody says that you have to. And we really see that with Juno kind of learning that she's been fed lies her entire life and everything that she knows is really just completely gone, and she has to rebuild like herself and like what she believes in. And we see this with Miles, with him really stepping out of his comfort zone and into Juno's world and kind of trying to decide for himself like what he believes and if she's telling the truth and what exactly is truth from her and just more lies that her society was telling her. And it's really, really interesting the way that they do it, because it's a lot about the balance between science and faith, which is kind of taboo, and I really don't see this in a lot of books. And the way that it's done, it's so open to even the reader interpreting it the way you want to interpret it, because we don't get a lot of answers about the Yara, the super organism itself, because that's kind of the supernatural element. We get a lot of answers concerning the other things about Juno's clan and how they live, But as far as the Yara, it's kind of open to, do you think that it was based in science, or do you think that it's a collective consciousness, something that you just need to have faith in, and kind of erasing those lines between science and religion. And it's really, really cool. I really love the way that it was done, because the author wasn't telling you what to believe, what was true. It was kind of like, well, you know, here are the facts, and you kind of get to decide like what you think it's going to be. And that's just so refreshing. I cannot say enough good things about these books. I was strongly like debating giving them lower scores because the story borders on like ridiculous. It's like, it's so ridiculous that it's good, but walking away from it, I really loved it. I can't get the story out of my head, and it's becoming one of my favorites really, really fast. So I highly, highly recommend these books. As always, if you want to check these out, I will leave a link to the author's website down in the description. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can talk books with me every Monday. That's everything I got for you today, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye!